So let's bring it back to complicity again then. She thinks that we might unwittingly or unknowingly contribute to injustice, consuming products, for instance. And so she gives another sort of terminology here, is what she calls a social connection model. And social connection, obviously, because she's sort of trying to argue that we're all connected. One small choice we make in the supermarket in the United Kingdom can have an impact, even though it's a small one, on what happens in Bangladesh. And it suggests then that we all have some responsibilities. Otherwise, we are complicit if we buy a certain product over another one. And then what about inaction? Okay, what if we decide not to buy a certain product? Then you get the bystander problem. Okay, so if we decide, no, I'm not going to buy that product, is that the same thing as if you see someone being attacked in the street and you go, well, I'm not going to join in. I'm not going to do anything there. And so you don't do anything. Are you complicit? What about every really wealthy person? If they're really, really wealthy, but they don't give away their money to stop poverty, and they don't do what they can to stop it, are they complicit with poverty, even if they don't think they've caused poverty? Are they still complicit in it because they're not doing what they can to stop it? Is that the same as the bystander problem? Now, some criticisms of Young's view, because I think it is quite difficult to say that Iris Marion Young is simply wrong. However, you can have some criticisms of this. So one is fatalism, okay? So some people who are more practical perhaps would say, well, you can't tell people that everything they do every day pretty much or lots of stuff they do every day is part of oppression, because then people feel, oh, well, there's nothing I can do, there's no point. And so people are less likely to enact change. And then feasible, is it actually feasible? Can we actually do anything about it? Could I stop drinking coffee, using a laptop, eating food that I don't know has been grown without exploitation or carbon emissions? So some people would say that Young's view is not that useful because it just makes us complicit in so much, and we can't stop being complicit in so much. And then there's a little problem as well, which is what do we focus on? What's worse? Our complicit with racism, our complicitness with exploitation, our complicitness with cultural imperialism. What do we focus on? We can't do them all at once. Obviously, Young's response would be, well, I'm not telling you, I'm not saying that any of this is feasible or not. She's just pointing out a fact, and she's not necessarily saying, giving us necessarily an answer of what to do about it. So it's not that Young is recommending we all stop buying everything and we all stop using certain words and we all stop doing this. She's not necessarily saying that. She's just pointing out that we are involved in these things, whether we like it or not.